I'm back. Okay, so we're going to do our first eye video, and I hope I don't fumble through this. There's a lot of information to pack in this, and I don't want to make this super long for you. So we're going to do a couple steps. I'm gonna probably do two different videos and kind of show the eyeliner and stuff in another video. I'm just going to talk about shadows and the different types of shadows and what's best for your eye shape right now. So many companies have all kinds of different eyeshadows, and you're kind of like, what's best, what's not. You have your dry shadows, which Younique calls eye pigments. And the reason they call all their stuff pigments is because our products are higher, they have higher amounts of pigment in them percentage-wise. So that's why you only need such a small amount to use, and it goes a long way because it does have that pop of color. So a lot of shadows that are more, not watered down, but that are less concentrated and have other ingredients mixed in with them, other minerals, they don't go on as dark and you have to use more products. So that's why when we talk about all of Younique's products and how little you have to use, that's why. They really focus on highly pigmenting their products so that way it doesn't take a lot, especially for their foundations to cover or their pigments to cover. So not kidding when I say that literally little bits go a long way. This makeup lasts a long time. Okay, so dry pigments. Younique has their little eye pigments. They come separately, and they're loose. They're loose so that way you can mix them with water and use them wet. We have other little tricks with like our rose water and our primer that you can make really vibrant colors. So you can almost get like 3 to 4 shades out of one color just by mixing them with certain products. So they're just really versatile. Our pigments are also used, people take little bits. We have like lighter colored ones. We have, I forget how many colors there are exactly, but half of them are matte and half of them are shimmer. And so some people will take like the lighter shimmers and put them along their lips to highlight for lip glosses. I know the pigment in Sexy, that's one of my favorites. It's just kind of like a nude shimmer. I love using that one for highlighting. And you can use that one along your cheekbones for highlighting as well. So lots of different uses for this. People have even gone as far as like putting a top coat on their nail polish, and you can like tap this in to make your nails. You can wet it down and put it in and make colored streaks in your hair. And a lot of parents love that because their girls like get a kick out of, you know, doing their hair, and instead of using Kool-Aid where you don't know if it's going to wash out or not, this stuff washes out. So it's like, you know, a lot of fun stuff you can do with these pigments. And that was like our original eye stuff. And I'm so excited to talk about eyes because that is what originally got me hooked. I used the mascara first, and I'm going to do a video later on mascara anyway, just because I always pitch that one. But the eye products in general, the liners and the shadows, it's what got me hooked in the first place. It's what I was like, dang, this stuff is good, and I barely use any of it. So our next product is eye palettes. Eye palettes have gotten so popular, and finally Younique came out with them. We've got 3 different ones. The palette 1 is browns, palette 2 is grays and blacks, and then this one's palette 3, which is like purples, taupes. It's got a pink one here at the end. So I may do a video. I did a video on my palette 3 a while back, and if I can find it, I'll post it because I go over the different things you can do with this. If you're in a hurry, I have used this whole palette for my eyeshadows, my blush, and my eyeliner all in one. So if you're like going on vacation and you just throw this in with your brushes, you can use it for everything because this pink is like a really nice blush color. So, and this dark, you can use it wet and with a liner brush and use it as an eyeliner. So lots of fun things you can do with these. So that's our eye palettes, and you get 7 colors, and these are actually pretty big palettes. You get 7 colors, they all coordinate together. So that's that. And then our cream shadows are one of my favorites. They are shimmery. They have like a shimmer to them. So if you don't like shimmer, or if your eye shape or eye, the way that your eye is set, if it's not good for shimmer, then these probably aren't for you. But I love these cream shadows. They're so fast, and if you're in a hurry, they're just with the shimmer in them and how nice and like pigmented they are, they look good by themselves. So if you're in a hurry, this Elegant is my favorite. Let me show you really quick. It's like a nude It basically just gives you a little nude shimmer, but it's like very pretty shiny, and catches the light really nice. So this one also brightens up your eyes a lot. If you like start to get tired eyes, I put it in the corners to highlight, and it brightens up your eyes a ton. I have another one here. This is Dainty. This is kind of like a lavendery silver. It looks more silver when you put it on. But love these. And most cream shadows, I used to always want to use cream shadows, and I couldn't use them before because they would cake and crease. I have really oily eyelids. I have an oily face naturally, and every time I used cream shadows, an hour later they'd be creased all over the place and practically melting off my face. These don't do that. Like, you will love these so much if you like cream shadows or have always wanted to use cream shadows and couldn't. Because, I mean, I literally will wear them for 12 hours at the hospital, and when I get off work, might be faded a little bit, of course, because I rub my eyes and I'm always doing stuff, but they stay in place. I mean, like, perfect in place. They don't cake or crease at all. So, awesome stuff. Even without primer, they don't cake and crease. So, those are the different types of shadows we have. The majority of us are going to be able to use whatever kind of eyeshadow you want, whether it's shimmer, whether it's matte, whatever. And most of us are going to focus on keeping your eyeshadow on the outer 2/3 of your eye and shading up. Okay? You're going to want to know where your crease bone is, or where your crease line is. So where your eyes crease, you have that eye socket bone right there. You're going to want to know that crease line because that's important when we start doing our eyeshadows. But the people who are going to do their shadows a little differently are people with like bug eyes or protruding eyes. And some people just have that genetically. Some people have that based off of a disorder, Graves' disease. I have a couple friends with Graves' disease, and they can't stand how their eyes get buggy. It's just kind of what happens with the disease. But you can put your makeup on to kind of assist that. And what's the other one? Oh, the hooded eyes. People that have the eyelids that start to droop over their little crease bone there. That one you're also going to want to stay away from shimmers. And the protruding eyes is the same. You want to stay away from shimmers. What you're going to do is you're going to want to shade those areas so that way they're not as pronounced. So if you have the bug eyes, your upper lid under here and your lower lid are very pronounced. And so you shade them with like a medium matte color, and that will make them look less pronounced. It'll put more focus on the whites of your eyes rather than the whole eye coming out of the socket. Wow, I just had like 2 birds come at the window. Did you see my eyes wander? Anyway, okay, God, I'm at 8 minutes already. So I am really quick going to go over just a basic look. This is just, the majority of us will be doing our eyes this way. But a lot of people like the ladies who have eyes that are set farther apart, you're going to do more with your eyeliner than the actual eye makeup. So let's go over just a basic look really quick. If you ladies don't have a good eye brush set and are wanting one, Younique's eye brushes are amazing. Out of all of their brushes, the liquid foundation brush and their eye brushes are my favorite. So highly suggest. They're expensive, but they're worth it. They're professional grade. They're, I mean, very high quality. So pretty awesome. So I'm just going to show you our crease brush right now. It's more rounded, and it's got kind of dense bristles, and it's perfect for putting makeup right here in the crease. So I'm just going to grab our eye palette really quick, just so that way you can kind of see a basic look. I'm only going to use 2 colors right now. And you're basically going to use a medium to dark shade along that. I'm going to use this Ecstatic. That seems to be a really popular color. It's kind of bronzy, brownish, but very shimmery. But I'm going to follow that crease line. You see where my eyes crease up when I open them? That brow bone. I'm going to follow that. If you have deep set eyes or close set eyes, you're going to want to go above, just above that crease bone. If you have the protruding eyes or eyes that are set farther apart, or eyes that aren't deep set. They're just kind of not really protruding, but they're not deep set. You're going to stay lower on your lid for this part. So most of us are going to be bringing ours up and out. The rest of us are going to try and stay down on the actual lid. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make a little swirl and see how I'm only coming about 2/3 in and out. And I'm going right above that crease. So when you see that crease, it's right above it and out to the corner. And this is just a basic look with 2 colors. We might get a little more fancy later because I know a couple of you picked that you wanted to see a full glam. And when we do the smoky eye, we'll get a little better. This is kind of like a light smoky eye. So this is just a basic look. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take, I have a liner shader brush. This is the brush that the liner ends. See how skinny that is? You can get it wet and use your dry pigments with that for liner. So pretty awesome. You can get all kinds of colors and things like that. So I'm going to use the shader end though, and it's just a little fluffy end. To use Smitten, which is the lighter one here. And I'm going to go from the inside corner to the middle with that. And then I'm also going to kind of take that up onto the brow bone and just blend. So you have just a little bit of dark shading on the outside corner, but the rest of it you kind of kept light and bright. This is like my everyday go-to look. Whether it's these colors, I use a medium to dark in that corner and then just a light up top. And that's just a basic look that you can do every single day. I guess I never realized my eyes were close set. I always did my makeup for close set eyes, but I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. So now that I know a little bit more about makeup, I'm learning that I actually was using the correct technique for my eye shape, but I didn't even know it. How crazy. So I'll do the other one really quick too, just so you can see that again. And these brushes make it so easy. And if you want to get a little more dramatic, you just make this darker or use a darker color. If you are wanting to be less dramatic, you can do it like this, or you can even lighten it up and just use a lighter color. But see that? I mean, you could totally tell the difference, and it's just very little, very basic. So I'm just showing you that so you know where to put them. We'll get more advanced later on. So that is my tips for now, and that's all the kinds of eyeshadows and pigments that we have. And I will show you more in the next video. Bye everyone.